see these fields are covered with poppies, and a couple years ago I went here and have some fantastic photos from it. It was quite beautiful, but I guess they just closed it because there were way too many people coming out here from all over to see it. Borrego is down in the valley here, and to the left over there is where the campground is, where the state park is. But all of this is Anza Borrego, and Fonts Point is out in that area over there. I'm sitting out here actually, let's see if in this bed of flowers, waiting for the sun right there to rise. And I got up early. I have my time lapse on the truck, which is over there, and just waiting for the sun to rise. Got my camera, and I actually got my coffee, which is already cold. It's rising now, so let me get to photographing these flowers in this desert landscape. I just finished my sunrise photography and I'm headed back to camp for some breakfast. It's 40 degrees and I was actually sitting out there in the sand waiting for the sun to rise with my coffee, which had gotten super cold quickly, but I got some good shots. Last night we had a ton of, not a ton, but quite a bit of rain and huge wind gusts. So actually the mountains up there, they got a bit of snow, a dusting of snow. Yeah, it was cold and stormy. It was kind of cool, but definitely couldn't do many activities outside late afternoon into the evening because of the wind and the rain. So I had a nice time in my trailer. I finished a book and I got some cleaning and organizing done in the trailer, and it looks like today's gonna be beautiful. And I might drive out to Fonts Point today. It depends on how, I don't know, we got some rain last night, so I just want to make sure that the road is not too soft because it's a sand road, but may do that. If not, I may take a drive through the park. Anza Borrego has its own beauty to me, and this is really where I first spent some time in a desert, actually, and this is where I first kind of fell in love or saw the beauty of the desert. And so this area has a little special meaning to me. It was the first time I had really been out camping in the desert, and yeah, I just was surprised at how much beauty there was in desert. So been coming back here on and off each year, and there's actually quite a bit to do out here if you're outdoors. Hiking, there's like a dry lake bed. Julian is only 12 miles away, and that's in the mountains, a quaint little mountain town. And then there's all of like what I'm doing while I'm here, photographing a little bit of a super bloom, the flowers that are coming out, and then you can go to the interpretive center. The rangers lead hikes and have talks, and I've actually gone on a guided hike with the rangers, and it was really good, actually, and I was able to photograph an area that I wouldn't have gone to by myself. But there's also off-roading here, there's slot canyons, so quite a bit to do. And then this is the little town of Borrego Springs. Just keep in mind, if you're going to get gas here, it's like $1 higher than anywhere else. Well, you're going to have to get gas here because there's nowhere else to get it. So I usually fill up enough to get me home, but yeah, it's a little bit expensive here. This area would probably be brutal in the summer. It just would get really hot. So winter, I'm here in late February, mid-February to late February. This is a nice time to visit. The evenings are cold, but the days are warm enough you could actually wear a t-shirt. So it's only 7 o'clock. No one is up yet, so kind of get to see the town without anyone in it. So I don't recommend holding the phone and videoing as you drive. However, I'm only going 26 miles per hour, and there is hardly anyone out and around. So if you're wondering why I'm holding the phone and videoing, it's because my GoPro battery has died. I think the cold air just really causes these lithium batteries to deplete quickly. So I did get time lapse though this morning of the sunrise. We'll see how that turned out. But anyway, I'm headed up towards my campground and some breakfast and to get warm. This is coming into the entrance of the campground. No one's here. It's early in the morning. So you come up right from over there, and you have this parking area here. Today the road was pretty good, actually. Probably could have done it in a car. It's just a lot of washboard on the road, so it's pretty bumpy, and there are some deep sand areas, so you just gotta be aware of that. But you can see even this guy brought his camper back here. I wouldn't, but he's got a four-wheel drive. Just me and a couple other guys up here today. It's like 11 in the morning.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Here we are, Fonts Point, overlooking the desert. Anza Borrego State Park. See, way in the distance there's some snow on the hills. Last night it rained and it was kind of stormy, and they got a dusting of snow up there. I think that's about 4,300 feet. I've been up here for the sunset, and it's pretty amazing. Just the road is a little tricky to drive out on at night. But the topography here is pretty cool. I'm camped way over there in Anza Borrego State Park Campground. Just pointing out that way over there, you can't see it too good with the GoPro, but I look through binoculars. That's the Salton Sea. So over there's the Salton Sea. And then Borrego Springs is that way. No, I'm sorry. Borrego Springs is over there. Right in front of me here is, I think it's called Clark Lake. It's a dry lake, and I've been actually out on it. It's kind of cool, but it used to be a lake right over there. No wildflowers up here. A different kind of beauty for sure. Hidden gem, I think, of this park, but if you are able to come up here and the weather is good, you can even come up here for a sunrise or sunset, but it's pretty spectacular. And behind me you can see my view. It's about 4 miles off-road to get here, so you don't need a 4x4. I've done it in a couple different vehicles, but a 4x4 helps. It's soft sand and washboard pretty much the entire way. So if the weather's been good and dry, and the road should be fine for a high clearance vehicle. You know, I see Subaru Outbacks up here. I'm not sure I would take a sedan up here, but definitely any truck, you're able to come up here. Just don't get stuck in the sand. And I've been up here for sunset, and it's beautiful. And But then you're kind of driving out in the dark if you stay too long. So that's a consideration. But definitely this area is worth seeing if you're in Anza Borrego. It's called Fonts Point. And you can go to the visitor center and they can direct you and give you a map and show you how to get there. But it's off a main highway and it's pretty well marked. So today it's beautiful. It's windy and I totally just almost lost the camera, or the phone actually. Yeah, the mountains are snow-capped today. They got a light dusting last night, so definitely check out Fonts Point if you come to Anza Borrego State Park. Good morning. It's 5:20 and it is still dark out. There's the moon. There's a sliver of light out there for the sunrise. So I gotta get myself out of bed and get ready for the sunrise. Get some coffee first. Morning coffee. And it's 50 in here. I love this coffee machine, and when I have electricity and I'm on full hookup, I would rather do this than the French press. Let's do a double. It's 37 out, so let's get out of the campground, and I'm gonna try, hopefully Montezuma Road is open, because that's where I want to watch the sunrise from. But let's get out of the park first. Well, sunrise is supposed to happen at 6:30, and you can see just on the horizon it's getting pink out there. I actually woke up like at 4:30 and tossed and turned to about 5:15. But other than that, I slept pretty good. So yeah, good morning, and let's get the day going. I don't really have much planned for today. I want to finish videoing the rest of this campground, do some things around the trailer, and just kind of relax. I don't think I'm going to do any hiking today. We'll see how the day shapes up. Okay, I think this is a pretty good spot for shooting the sunrise. So it's coming up over there, and I have my time-lapse camera going. Oh, right there. So anyway, it's a little bit chilly, so I'm gonna step inside until the sun starts coming up. But there's the moon right there. Comes a tanker truck up this grade. Pretty steep. I mean, I think I could do it in the truck in the fifth wheel, but there's an alternative route that I think is safer. Anyway, this guy's doing it. Let's see. Sun is getting close to rising. I knew this sunrise would be great. This is just spectacular. Well worth getting up for this morning. should have some good photos from this, but well worth getting out for. Okay, so that was spectacular. So I got up, the sunrise was at 6:30, and I came up Montezuma Valley Road, just outside of Anza Borrego, and found a spot to pull over on the side of the road, and was a spectacular sunrise. Well worth doing. If you visit the valley here and the state park, it's something I highly recommend. Just get up, bite the bullet, set your alarm, get up one morning, and you'll see by my pictures here and video how awesome it was. So totally recommend. If you're coming here just for the day, or you have a tiny or small trailer, you can take Montezuma Valley Road into Anza Borrego. That's what I'm on right now. But you can see it's really curvy, it's narrow, and it's steep. So I don't recommend it for like something my size, a 37-foot fifth wheel. My truck could pull it fine up or down, but it's just not the safest. So you can come into Anza Borrego the back way, which is Highway 78, and it kind of wraps around this mountain and brings you in down below. But I am headed back now for some breakfast to get warm. It's 43 degrees out, and a campfire. I love campfires in the morning. I don't know, there's something special about that time for me to sit and have a coffee, possibly a cigar with my campfire. It's nice too to be here during most of the times that you're here. I mean, I've never been here when they don't allow a campfire, because you are in the desert, so they want you to use the campfire ring, but that's fine. I actually brought my solo stove I've been using, and but that's what's nice about being here in the desert. You can have a campfire without usually worrying that there's a campfire ban on or having to get a permit. I'm going a little bit slower down this road just so you can get an idea of what it's like. I was about halfway down the mountain from when I started this video, so that's the thing about pulling a travel trailer or RVing in general, is just take your time with everything. You can't be in a rush. It's not like you're driving to work, or you're driving for an appointment, or you're driving to get somewhere. It's I mean, you are driving to get somewhere, but you have to think of your drive as part of the enjoyment of camping, and just, you can't be rushed. You don't want to speed. You need to take stops to make sure that you're well rested and hydrated, and also taking stops to check tires. And typically when I'm towing, I plan on an extra hour from what any Google Maps or destination planner says. So I calculate an extra hour into it, because I know that I'm going to take my time and I don't want to be rushed. And by doing this, you're going to avoid mishaps and mistakes, and hopefully avoid any sort of incident that would come from being rushed or driving too fast. So we are coming into the valley now. I saw a coyote this morning. They're all over here, as well as bighorn sheep, but coyotes at night when you are camping, and if you like have your window open or whatever, you can hear them. It's kind of a cool sound. Yeah, so this is Montezuma Valley Road, and it takes you right into like it. There's a couple RV parks if you want full hookups. One being right here on the right. But it's not as nice to me. It's kind of stale. But there is one here on the right. Yeah. So that was Montezuma Valley Road and sunrise. It's a nice little park area in the middle. And I've seen food trucks around it, that sort of thing. But if you were to go right, you would go towards the airport. And then this is taking us into the little city. Well, little town. And then we're going to pass it and go up to the state park, which is nestled up against those hills up there. There's a couple grocery stores here. Of course, everything is like overpriced, but there's a couple restaurants, a couple bars here. It's kind of nice to walk around. I've never really... Oh, I did eat here once. I got a burrito or something at a Mexican place. But this Carly's on the right is supposed to be a kind of a cool little bar. And you can ride your bikes here from the park, which is kind of nice too. So from the campground. But not much here. There's a little outlet center or mall center on the left with some stores. There's actually a tennis center here, and it looks nice. I haven't actually ever used it, but it kind of looks nice. So this is taking us up to the state park area, the visitor center for Anza Borrego State Park, and the campground. Also, if you were to go this way, you could head out up over those mountains. Montezuma Highway it's called, if you weren't towing and you just had your vehicle, but I wouldn't really recommend towing a large trailer up or down that grade. It's quite steep, and it's a very, very beautiful drive, but too steep for towing, in my opinion. I did it towing like a 19-foot travel trailer, and that was good enough for me. So there, I came in the back way, and that was off-road 78 Cooley Bay Road. But it's not that far to ride your bike. There's a couple RV parks here. I think some full-timers. There's the tennis courts on the right. This is a dark sky national park, so at night it's really dark, and they have just low intensity lights in the city here, so the sky and the stars are quite beautiful. So you go left here, this would take you up that highway, Montezuma Valley Road, that I was talking about, to get out of this area. And then up here, you would continue straight to the visitor center, and we're going to make a right to the campground. There's boondocking and BLM land in this area, and you can stay at quite a few places around here for free. However, this state park is a full hookup state park, and it's like $45 a night. So for me, I'd rather have the full hookup. It's just cheap. So in my opinion, if I'm going to be out here, I'd rather have the full hookup. Palm Canyon hike is right, actually walking distance out of this campground.